guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, a spin-off of the Vlogmas that I'm actually doing slash countdown to Christmas. It's gonna be going back for between vlogs and actual good content because right now I'm stuck in the house. And it's dealing with what we're talking about today because I've been around somebody that's been exposed to COVID. So I'm staying in the house. I don't feel sick, but I'm still taking necessary precautions right now because I don't want to put anyone else at risk. I'm going to get tested tomorrow. And we're going to get that all situated. Then I can go back and traveling and do what I need to do with this channel. But let's get into what we're talking about, which is how coronavirus affected me. So, the very first thing that I want to talk about is the mistake that my family made. And I will say, we were very ignorant at first. Like, I believed in it. I thought it was very serious. But then I was feeling iffy about it because you know how media be and people be lying and the news don't really be sound like they know what they talking about. And this is where we fucked up. So during this time, this is when we had some people coming over, just like close family coming in. No one had masks on. We shouldn't have people coming through the house like that. We really shouldn't have done any of that. And this is where we really fucked up. Please do not have huge gatherings. If you do, social distance. Not even if you do. Don't do huge gatherings. Mask. Do what you need to do. But we fucked up there. And that's how it got in our house. And this is where everybody started to get sick. It took about, how long was that? It took about a 4 or 5 days before it actually settled in. And one of the first things I noticed, which it was with my cousin. So we had got done chilling or whatever in the room with her. She told me she felt weird. I thought she just ate something and it made her feel sick or something, so I wasn't taking her, so I fell asleep by her. Next day, my body's aching. That's the first thing that happened to me in my experience with coronavirus. Whole body was aching. I never felt like anything like this before, and I didn't know what it was at first. So during the time I had a part-time job, of course I wore a mask. I remember I got out the bed and I literally could even I'm decently flexible, if that makes sense. And usually I could touch my toes like flat on my hands, and I literally could even do that. Like my body was so sore. It's like I did this extreme workout and I barely could move. Like that's how bad it was. And these loud fucks upstairs. I just told they asked I'm doing a YouTube video. Anyway, but yeah. So that's one of the first things that I noticed, and that I should have knew that was a red flag. I also was working out during this time, so I thought, okay, maybe my body's just really tired. Maybe this is a new workout. Maybe I challenged my body a little bit too much. But as a couple days went by, my body's still hurting. I'm like, something is wrong. Something is seriously wrong. Like my body should never ache this fucking bad. Like it didn't make any sense whatsoever. So this is what I'm going to talk about, the symptoms I experienced throughout the 2 weeks. So throughout those, like I said, my body was hurting. Okay, so eventually I got tested right away, guys. So let's not forget that. I'll make sure I put that in there. I went to go get tested, and results came back, and I'm positive. I'm like, everybody in the house like, fuck. We are all positive in this house, like, and this is where things start to get crazy. So this is where we scrambling around. Everybody's nervous. It's like, shoot, like, we got what everybody is scared of. Like, okay, so everybody started scrambling around. Of course, everybody put their mask on, even though we in the same house. Everybody put their mask on. Everybody stay in their own space. We all cleaning out the house. We disinfecting everything. Bleached a lot of shit. Disinfected everything. Like, we just went crazy with everything. Like, make sure everything was clean. Nobody could enter the house. Make sure we told everybody. A lot of precautions were taken. Please do that. Like, and even if you like I'm doing right now, even if you feel like even if you've been exposed to somebody or you feel like you're feeling a little bit off, just stay home. I don't care what's going on. Stay home. Stay home. Go get tested. Figure out what's going on, and then do the next move. But take huge precautions. I've been doing that. But we gotta be careful. We live in this day and age. We gotta be careful. So, pretty much, body started hurting for the first. Body was aching really, really bad for about 4 days. It started easing up and getting better as each day went by. But, okay, actually, I'll wait before I get to that part. So, yeah, my body was hurting really bad for like 4 days. Then my body stopped hurting. I felt perfectly fine, but of course you need to quarantine for 2 weeks. So we still taking necessary precautions, wearing our mask, gloves, cleaning off everything, make sure we don't leave any food out and everything, and keeping the house clean, everybody clean up after themselves, and just what you need to do. Make sure you stay very, very clean, making sure we all quarantine in our own rooms pretty much. Came up when we need to eat, come back downstairs. Hand sanitizer before we went upstairs out of our little quarantine area, all that. Make sure we wash our own clothing, our own, all that. So, once those 4 days went by, I'm feeling fine, and I'm feeling perfectly fine. Then all of a sudden, a bitch can't taste or smell. This literally came out of nowhere. Like, it felt really crazy. So I didn't know that I couldn't smell or taste anything till I think my grandma was cooking something. Yeah, my grandma was cooking something, actually. So we up there. So I come up there, see what she cooking. I can't smell it. I'm like, okay, I don't have a stuffed nose, nothing, y'all. Like, I know everybody's been having a little bit of a different story, but this is like what personally happened to me and how it affected my body. So this is my story. So once that happened, I tried to eat something and I did not taste it. Like, it just tastes like, not even taste, like I just was chewing something. Like, it was in my mouth, but you don't taste the thing. Like, you just remembering what it tastes like and shit. Like, it was terrible. Like, I'm like, okay, that actually scared the fuck out of me, y'all. Like, I'm thinking, like, is it gonna come back? Because look, like I said, my body was hurting, then it stopped, and then this happened. So I'm scared already. I'm feeling uneasy. I'm up here praying, make sure everybody good and all that. And so I was looking up a shit. Don't look up on Google if you having symptoms and stuff or don't know how, because it's gonna scare you. Anybody ever look up stuff and it be like basically telling you about to die? Yeah, don't do that. So I was looking up that stuff and I wasn't really going nowhere. Coronavirus is relatively new, and it's a lot of stuff. They're still finding out about it. It's a lot of stuff they still trying to figure out with this. So I'm up here trying to, my bad, my nose started itching. So I'm up here just hoping my taste come back and my smell come back. I was looking it up and I was seeing things about how it wasn't gonna come back and ways you can train your sense of smell to come back. I forget what that is specifically. I ain't gonna say because I want to embarrass myself because I don't know how to say it right. But there is something I heard you can do to train it to come back. So they said it took about 8. I think they said like 8 days for it to come back. Mine's came back in about actually 9. Like 9 days it came back, like slowly. And once it came back, it wasn't the same anymore. Like, not at all. Like, so I could smell things, but it wasn't as strong as what it used to be. So I could take, they ass keep. So that's when like, I was happy I got my smell back, but I didn't think it was gonna come back completely. Now, thankfully, it came back completely. I can taste fully, but it's like your body has to pretty much recover from how it hit your body. And that's scary. That mean it got in my brain. Like, that is literally insane. So, the next thing I'm going to talk about is how I took care of myself during the time I had coronavirus. So, when I had coronavirus, like I said, make sure you clean out everything. I was opening the windows as well in the house. It was warmer during this time because that was, I believe, in like the end of August. Yeah, because that was around my grandpa's birthday. That was around the time we all got it in the house. And so the necessary precautions that we took once everything unfolded and we knew it was ghost time, we all need to stick together. We all need to make sure we take care of each other. We all need to make sure we take care of ourselves, doing what's necessary. Make sure the house is clean. Also, this is not something that's approved by everything, by like the government and all of it, but take your vitamins. Make sure you eat what you need to eat. And honestly, vitamin C pills, zinc, elderberry, turmeric. Make sure you take your vitamins. So actually, I want to share something with you guys. So there was a doctor here actually in Milwaukee, and he was using vitamin C, testing out how if it would help or not, whether or not it would help with patients with coronavirus in Milwaukee. This is right when stuff started to really peak out. Like, it was a lot of stuff on, like, you literally still can't miss it now, but that's when it really was covering all over on the news during this time. So that's when the government cracked down on him in Milwaukee, and they took everything that he was trying to give to the patients and said he wasn't following the protocols, and that's bullshit. This is where we're gonna crush that. So that doctor actually found results that vitamin C actually helps with coronavirus. Do that. Make sure you take your vitamins. Make sure you're eating what you need to eat. This is a very important time to make sure you're on top of your health. Do not go to right away the pills. Don't go to the vitamin. Don't go to them fake vitamins. You need real stuff. Real stuff. If you can get it from your food, that's the best thing. But if you can't, for some reason, like I can't. Sometimes right now I'm not in a predicament where I can buy everything that I need necessarily due to money situation, but go get them pills at least so you can make sure you get the supplements, be able to get those vitamins in your body, and that'll help you in turn get your immune system up and running with, like I said, the zinc and the vitamin C, elderberry, turmeric. And I'm also into that type of what is that, holistic health and stuff like that. I research stuff like that. I don't know everything, but I teach myself a lot of stuff as far as taking care of my body, and that's something you should definitely do during this period of time. And that's just something I want to share with you guys. So what I wanted to say, though, really make sure you guys stay safe during this time. Like, I background check everybody. My friends know about this. I make sure I know who they're around. I make sure they've been tested. Like, I'm really home for the most part. Like, home is my base right now. And I'm playing it safe right now. And in this world, like, stuff still got to keep going on, and we still got to make our money. We still got to do all this, but just make sure you be safe, guys. Make sure you wear a mask. Oh, and when you wear gloves, guys, if you're gonna wear the same gloves, and oh my gosh, I hate this when I worked at my job that I was at. I literally was the only one that cleaned off every surface. I cleaned the keyboards off, every keyboard in that store. I would clean off all the screens. I clean off the doorknobs. Every surface that was in that store, anything the customers touched, I'm the only one that ever did that. And I feel like other people should do that. But just because people aren't as cautious or don't really care, and people are, at the end of the day, a lot of people are dirty and they're not that clean. I can't believe it took for coronavirus for a lot of people to start taking washing your hands serious and, you know, taking necessary precautions. Like, this should have been done. But when you do wear the same gloves, make sure you wear hand sanitizer. It's something I did when I was in the store. I wore the same gloves. However, when I did, hand sanitizer. If you wear the same gloves and you just were in the store, why would you go walk outside and touch something else? Or why would you go walk home, open your doorknob, go in the house and touch everything else, and then those same germs, that corona, end up going everywhere in the house? Doesn't make sense. A lot of people make that mistake. So make sure you do either switch out those gloves and throw them out, or hand sanitizer as soon as you leave out that building with that. Whatever you need to do. Make sure you stay on top of it. Doorknobs are disgusting. All of that. So make sure you stay on top of it. They just don't care that I'm doing this video right now. But it's okay though. I just wanted to share this experience with you guys and wanted to show you guys how this affected me. So before you go though, I'm gonna do this FaceTime call with my aunt, and we're gonna talk about how it affected us. She has a YouTube channel as well. I'm gonna put that in my description box, and we're gonna talk about how our experiences were the same, how they were different, and what some steps we took and what we're taking now. Be back. Okay, guys, pause. I want you guys to go to my Instagram right now. I'm gonna put that on IGTV, the video that I'm talking about. I experienced some technical problems and my phone don't have that much space, so it's acting all weird. So go to my Instagram to check out that little mini interview, kind of, sort of, and we're talking about COVID and stuff, but this is my personal experience. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Peace. Actually, tomorrow.